So sometimes when I be talking, I be taking time to be careful about the things that I say and how I reveal it. And at times it can sound like I'm perking about some stuff. Like when I talked about how I acquired my car and how I brought up a police officer. And, I do understand I'm being watched, but people chose to use that as, okay, he went to a police auction to get his car. But it's actually not how I got it. I actually knew the person who had it. I think, actually, I might have said that. Actually. I actually knew the person who had it. Go ahead, you got it, bro.
Thank you.
No problem. Oh, you got one of them motor ones. I thought he was pedaling. But, yeah, that's cheating, by the way. Motorbikes are cheating. But, with all that being said, Christ, he exudes, leadership by example. And so I'm going to go over leadership real quick. I have been a leader in my life. People have placed me in leadership roles where I thought I wasn't ready. Like, for example, I was like an assistant manager when I was like 20, 21 years old. And I'm like, I could work, I could outwork people, I could show people what to do. But as far as taking the initiative to do disciplinary action on people, at that point in time, I wasn't, willing to do those things. And that led to me end up losing that position and going back down to a shift leader. But with all that being said, everything I've been through, like with sports and different things, I've had different types of leadership. And so one thing I learned, especially in like a highly hostile environment, the worst thing you can do as a leader is to come in and seem rattled. Because as you go, everybody else is going to go. And that's why I made comments about, a football team and how, you want certain personality types, at the top of your team. If you got jerks and buttholes who are, your best players, and at times that can go either way because sometimes those are the best players. But if you got jerks and buttholes as your best player, usually the attitude of the team is going to follow who's in leadership or who they respect as the voice of the team. And so in saying that, whenever you come in with your nerves a certain way, like if you're a quarterback, you can't come in and you look like you looking like this behind the line because your dudes is not, they not going to get behind you. I always remember that Super Bowl with Brady in Atlanta, or New England and Atlanta. I'm making it seem like it was just Brady, but New England and Atlanta, and a look in Tom Brady's eyes, I'm like, man, this dude about to come back. I'm like, he a killer. Like, just looking at his eye, like the moment, it was just it was just practice to him out there. Like, he was just, and it seemed like everything was in slow motion. I'm watching it, I'm like, bro, like, he about to come back. And the reason why they were able to is because of his leadership. When you come in and you throw off the energy as a leader, usually the whole ship goes with it. And so that's something that I had to learn. It's not easy at times to, keep your composure, but, it's something that you have to do as a leader because you have other people watching you as an example. Another kind of negative example of it, like if you football, I always go back to football, but let me go to another example. Like imagine, and I'm trying to stay away, well, not stay away, but trying to show you how you can use real life examples and still be preaching the word. A lot of people don't understand that. And I try to prove that sometimes with how, with the things I speak about, and then I'll post a scripture right after it. But, it is what it is. But I think another bad example of, that type of leadership. If you just a person who puts people down and is disrespectful, yeah, you might have, certain good qualities about you, but when you do that, people are going to respect you a whole lot less. Even if you do have a respectable or commendable personality type, because some people are natural leaders. Usually when I was put into leadership, it was like a surprise. Like, I remember I had to lead the, the little, our chant before the game, and don't try to get on me about talking about chant. But anyways, when you play football, there's certain things you do. But we had a little pregame chant, and I had to lead it one time, and that was just the most. I was hoping. I'm like, it's 10 weeks in the season. It's more than 10 seniors on this team. Like, I'm not about to lead. But I was one of the seniors that been there 4 years. I knew at some point I was gonna have to do it, but for me, I wasn't that vocal leader, because I was a person that led by example. I also wouldn't, put teammates down. Like, I always pick them up, even if they make a bad play or whatever. I'm not saying I never put a teammate down. I just don't remember it happening, because I try to build on the good habits. Like, I see somebody make a mistake, bro, you good, pick your head up, we need you. If you don't have that mentality, you can demoralize the whole team and cause certain things to go wrong. And so, also as a leader, you got to put blame on yourself, or know how to not push blame on a person who can't handle it. Because the reason why you are a leader is because you can handle pressure. You can handle certain tasks that other people on the team can't handle. I had one of my best friends in high school. He was so goofy. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I told him this after we graduated too, but pretty sure I told him once while we were in school. I'm like, they'll put you on the field if you stop playing so much. Because I guess people would think because he can ball. But I guess people would think because he acting this way or that way that he's not a baller. But he could absolutely ball. He probably is one of the best players at his position, but they judge you based on your personality type. That's why I was like, it's one guy in there, he made it to the league, but I'm like, man, I can imagine sharing a locker room with him, because I had guys I played with for years, and man, they was just a trip in that locker room, like, or even on the field at times, saying stupid stuff or talking about the ref, like, it'll cause me to break focus for a moment. I'm pretty good at, especially in that, because you got to have your head on a swivel in football. If you ain't trying to take somebody else's head off, believe me, somebody else trying to take your head off. So, yeah. As soon as that ball snap, I'm right back to it most of the time. But having different personality types at the top is what affects the team. Something I want you to think about. Peace.